Previously on the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. Face paint switched to all black, and this is the Sting that we know. This is the Sting that we all know that became the icon. He became the foil to the New World Order. Their biggest enemy. Crow Sting. Black baseball bat. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Sunday, April 30th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, the number one overall pick in the draft, Jeremy Pearson. Welcome. One and all. As always, you know you can check me out on Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, the 215 on Twitter, and always check out the Patreon and the coffee, as all donations are welcome. Listen, I won't be before you very long today, and what I have for you today is a simple show. We're going to preview Backlash. It might not even take me that long, but we'll look at last year's Backlash. Once again, the importance of Backlash, and then we'll look at the scheduled matches. We'll predict if there's possibly any other matches for this year's show. But for now, you know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. All right, so on the news tip, here's what we got going on for you this past week. The WWE has lost a big ally in their television rights talks as an NBC Universal CEO leaves the company. Jeff Shell, who was a big supporter of the WWE, has left NBC. He's just moving on. He announced his resignation, but he was a big supporter of the WWE and said that Peacock needed them. And listen, it's been a beautiful relationship between them. As you all know, AEW looks like they're getting a new show on Saturday. It's called AEW Collision. Looks like it will be airing on TNT Saturdays from 8 to 10, possibly. It could coincide with the CM Punk debut and also the finals of the Owens, which we'll get into. CM Punk was backstage at Raw. I mean, they were in Chicago this past week, so it makes sense. You know, he still got friends there. He received a warm reception backstage, so it wasn't anything crazy. That was his first time being back in the WWE locker room since 2014. That's pretty nuts. And he was there for a little bit, then he was asked to leave right before the show was getting started, and Keith Bergdorf, the head of security, was the one that asked them to leave. While he was there, though, it looks like he and The Miz buried the hatchet. They spoke for a short time and cleared the air. I don't remember what the beef was between them two, but hey, there's no more. Tony Khan announced the return of the Owen Cup. It would take place over a Dynamite, Rampage, maybe a house show, with the finals taking place July 15th in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. That's always good news. If you watch Raw this past week, sometimes you don't watch Raw. The WWE introduced the new World Heavyweight Championship. It's essentially Goldie, the big gold belt, the best looking belt ever in professional wrestling history, with a globe in the WWE insignia on the front of it. This championship will be for whatever brand Roman Reigns isn't on, because Roman Reigns will take his championships with him. I'm assuming the Universal Championship will be gone after this, will be folded into the WWE Championship, and there will be a tournament to crown the new World Heavyweight Champion, with the finals taking place at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. WWE people, there are a lot of people backstage who were shocked at Roderick Strong's AEW debut. Why were they shocked? They thought he was still in the contract. And here's the thing with NXT contracts, they're not announced when they're either run out or they're released, unless it's like something major. So his contract just ran out in November, and he just chilled, healed up, and now he is all elite. WWE is being sued for racist storyline practices, and from the writers' room, there was a storyline pitched with Aaliyah like not having control over her body and being subservient to Angel Garza and Mansoor, and the person doing this lawsuit is ex-WWE writer Brittany Abrahams, who is black. There was also pitched something about Shane Thorne having Reggie on a leash, and Bianca Belair saying some pretty much stereotypical black things. So it's not, it's not really great. NXT superstars, they are upset about the training at the Performance Center. Look, they're saying they're not being trained properly, and they would rather do their own training regimen. Like in sports, you check out the workout staff, the training staff. You always check with them, but most athletes do their own training. Simple. They do their own training, and they're not happy about it. Mercedes Mone looks like she might finally have her first AEW opponent. So New Japan, as you know, they have the New Japan in America, which is the New Japan in Japan, which is their main promotion, but they also have New Japan Strong, which is like for their talents, their contracted talents that can't really compete in Japan. So they have Strong, which is like the American version of New Japan. So they have the New Japan Strong, so on and so forth. So they're having a mini tournament to crown the first ever New Japan Strong Women's Champion, and it will have a representative from New Japan, CMLL, AEW, and Stardom. So on one side of the bracket, it will be Stephanie Vacor representing CMLL. She will be taking on Mercedes Mone. And on the other side of the bracket, it will be Momo Kogo representing Stardom, and she will be taking on Willow Nightingale representing AEW. So listen, ladies and germs, I'm calling it right now. The finals is going to be Mercedes versus Willow. Mercedes versus Willow. I mean, like, Mercedes is going to win, but remember my list? I told you that I wanted to see Willow face Mercedes. I'm just saying. The WWE draft was held this past Friday, so let's go over the night one, and then we'll go over the Saturday supplemental results. So round one from SmackDown, they took Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and Solo Sikoa collectively as the Bloodline, and Bianca Belair. Raw took Cody Rhodes and Becky Lynch. Round two, Raw took Drew McIntyre and The Miz. SmackDown took Bobby Lashley and the OC. That would be AJ Styles, Gallows, Anderson, and Mia Yim. Round three, Raw took Imperium and Matt Riddle. SmackDown took the Street Profits and Edge. And round four, Raw took Shinsuke Nakamura and NXT Women's Champion Indy Hartwell. SmackDown took Damage Control, Bayley, Io, and Dakota Kai. And they took NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I'm fine with these three women being called up. I just didn't wish they were the champions on NXT. I've been wanting Indy to be called up so we can reform the way on Raw. And listen, I told you I need you to get Alba Fire out of NXT as quickly as possible. So I'm happy for her and Alba Fire. The additional draft picks revealed on Saturday. Raw took the Viking Raiders and Valhalla, Maximum Male Models, Candice LeRae and Dexter Lumis, who were as a tag team. For some reason, Natalya, Apollo Crews, Chelsea Green, and Sonya Deville, tag team Zoe Stark and JD McDonough. So two NXT, more people called from NXT, JD McDonough and Zoe Stark. From SmackDown, they took Hit Row and Lacey Evans. Free agents are Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, Von Wagner, and Omos. Now, it's a little shocking that Omos wasn't drafted, but we find out that MVP was the one who requested Omos to be a free agent. Impact Wrestling has announced their newest signing, and she debuted at their most recent tapings. That would be Naomi, now known as Trinity. Yeah, go check out the spoilers. I'm not going to ruin it, but yeah, Trinity is in Impact. Mercedes Moné's in New Japan, which means at some point we're going to see them in AEW. I'm just calling it. I'm just calling it right now. CM Punk and Chris Jericho, they also, because as we all know, CM Punk is pretty much coming back to AEW. Him and Jericho squashed any beef, and they, kind of just talk things out. Because, listen, I'm kind of with Jericho at this point. I don't need CM Punk back in AEW. He is a cancer to the locker room. Over on the injury from last week, we're going to combine injuries together. We're going to combine ratings together. There's a fear that Thunder Rosa might need surgery. I'm hoping she doesn't. She hasn't been cleared to return yet to repair her back. I'm just waiting because I want her back. India Hartwell seen with a walking boot at the Performance Center. She took a really bad, not fall, but landing as she caught Tiffany Stratton. In a triple threat match for the women's championship. So we don't know how the extent of her injury, but she was called up to the main roster. Over on AEW, looks like Commander is already hurt. I'm going to put him in the same realm of Vikingo. Tone it down just a little bit. And Bray Wyatt, as you know, he has disappeared from TV. He's dealing with an illness. He's dealing with a really kind of, we don't know. He's just sick. Something's going on. Robert Roode looks like he'll be out for the remainder of 2023, and it looks like R-Truth will also be out for the remainder of 2023 as they have suffered some serious injuries. R-Truth more specifically suffered a torn quadricep. So it sucks not having R-Truth not on TV, but my guy will be back. On the ratings tip, remember last week Rampage came on later in the evening on Saturday, so I couldn't cover it, but that Saturday show did 336,000 with a anything in the, I'm trying to see, we got the 18 to 49 demo, nothing for the demo, but it's low. This could be a precursor to how Collision will do. Collision has to be treated just a little bit more seriously than Rampage. I would like for Rampage to be treated seriously as well. Dynamite this past week, I don't know why I don't have any Raw ratings, sorry about that. Dynamite this past week brought in 863,000 viewers with a 0.28 in the 18 to 49 demo. That is up in the viewership, but the demographic stayed the same. Smackdown, the draft show, did 2.29 million viewers with a 0.61 in the 18 to 49 demo. That is up in both the viewership and the demographic. I mean, it's the draft show, so I expected it to be high. And Rampage did 394,000 viewers. So they're a little under 400,000, but they'll be fine. We'll see what happens with Collision. Hopefully it does well, but that's the news, and we shall be right back. All right, so we had pretty solid a week in wrestling. Let's dive into it. Monday Night Raw. We're holding on to the draft. This show gets a fist, closer to a thumbs down, but it gets a fist. So we open up with Cody and Finn having words. Cody started out the show. Finn came out. Finn offers him a spot in the Judgment Day, which he declines. They'll fight later. We already had this match like a week or two before WrestleMania, and Cody won. So why are we having this match again? The Bloodline defeated the LWO, and I'm tired of the LWO always losing matches. It seems as they're the top number one merchandise sellers right now. Sami Zayn warns Jay about what will happen if they fail with Roman. Trish Stratus tells Kathy Kelly that Becky can't handle the pressure of being both a superstar and a mother. The Street Profits defeated Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. This match was completely random. Guess we're not getting those Hurt Business reunion. That's just not happening. As we stated earlier, Triple H announces the new World Heavyweight Championship. Jay wonders what will happen if they lose. Bianca, Liv, and Raquel defeat Damage Control. Austin Theory cuts a promo, hyping himself up, saying that he also wants the World Heavyweight Championship. Lashley confronts him, then says that he wants the United States Championship, and then he, Lashley, and Bronson Reed all fight, with Bronson Reed being the last one standing. In a shocking turn of events, Mustafa Ali defeated Chad Gable in Chicago. Mustafa Ali actually won a match in his hometown. What? Cody defeated Finn. This was the only way this was going to go. We had a random Seth Rollins and Omos segment because they are having a random match at Backlash. In the main event, Rey Mysterio defeated Damian Priest by DQ after Damian threw a chair at Rey, and then Bad Bunny arrives to save Rey from a beatdown and announces that instead of hosting Backlash, he will be facing Damian Priest in a street fight. Yeah. Bad Bunny over on Dynamite. We're slow going until Double or Nothing. This show gets a fist. The opening match, Orange Cassidy retained the International Championship against Bandito, and I like the story here. OC is a fighting champion, but his hand is hurting more and more every week. Nails wrapped up in tape, and at some point, he's going to lose that championship. Probably soon. Probably at Double or Nothing. I'm hoping they put it on Powerhouse Hobbs. Darby Allin tries to squash the beef with Jungle Boy, but Jungle Boy's having none of it. Jeff Jarrett defeated Dax Harwood by cheating. Tony Khan announced the return of the Owen Cup. Arn Anderson talks up Wardlow. Christian and Luchasaurus make their presence known, saying they want the TNT Championship. Sammy Guevara defeated Darby Allin by DQ after MJF, who was on commentary eating pickles, pulled an Eddie Guerrero, hit the ground with the skateboard, Darby skateboard, threw it at Darby. Sammy laid out, and the ref DQ'd Darby Allin. Mind you, remember, AEW rarely does DQs and countouts. And in the past 2 weeks in this tournament, there's been a countout and a DQ. Tony Khan has Tony Schiavone announced a tag match taking place next week, this coming Wednesday, between Darby and Jungle Boy taking on Sammy and MJF. And if Jungle Boy and Darby win, they will be added to the championship match at Double or Nothing. So Darby and Jungle Boy will win. Orange Cassidy and Bandito try to save Adam Cole from a JS beatdown. Doesn't work until Roderick Strong, who is now All Elite, comes and helps out his buddy Adam Cole. Will Hobbs tells QTV, you better give him his championship back, and they'll enact Plan B. Jade retained the TBS championship against Taya Valkyrie. This was a good match. Jade broke out some moves that we haven't seen before, but Taya was not allowed to use the Road to Valhalla. I don't know how this stipulation came about, but I'm very much assuming Taya's going to defeat Jade at Double or Nothing. Britt and Jamie said it's not over between them and the Outcast. Of course it's not over between the Outcast. Jamie had her arm in a sling as well in the main event. Kenny Omega and Konosuke Kashida defeated the Butcher and the Blade. I'm kind of just tired of Butcher and the Blade losing matches. The fact that these dudes have never sniffed gold. They're one of the best and most bona fide tag teams in all of AEW. I want more for them. The BCC then laid out everybody, including Takeshita. Over on Impact, we had a Rebellion fallout. Jordan Grace barely escapes with the win over Masha Slamovich. Eddie Edwards says that he won't be caught off guard and by surprise again by PCO. Champagne Singh buys himself a championship match. Buys himself a match against PCO, and PCO, well, beats him. Cody Deaner is upset with Sami Callihan. Johnny Swinger gets a W with a little bit of help from Zicky Dice. Chris Bay and Ace Austin defeated Design. So we're still teasing this beef, this little tension between Cody Deaner and Sami Callihan. Santino gets checked on by trainers after he was assaulted backstage. We don't know who assaulted him, so Dirty Dango's on the case. Jessica Havoc misses Taya, and Crazy Steve tells them that there's one person left that they could talk to go get some help. Jody Threat gets a W in her hometown. Cass says this might be time to go off into the sunset. In the main event, Deonna Purrazzo retains the women's champion, the Knockouts championship against Taylor Wilde. The Coven attack after the match until Jordan Grace comes out and makes the save. Over on Ring of Honor, Athena defeats Lady Frost in a proving ground match. Athena's the real MVP of Ring of Honor. Let nobody tell you any differently. LaFaction and Gonable defeated the Infantry. The Best Friends won a squash. Brian Cage defeated Leon Ruffin in the Spirit of the Fair. The Dark Order defeated the Trustbusters. Christopher Daniels wants one more shot at Samoa Joe. Sky Blue defeated Diamante, and I think Sky Blue will be Athena's next challenger, and I think Sky Blue might actually defeat Athena for the championship. Lee Moriarty beat Rocky Romero, and in the main event, Blake Christian defeated Gringo. Loco. Over on Smackdown, we had the night one of the draft. Sami and KO warned the Usos what'll happen if they lose. LA Knight defeated Butch. Paul Heyman pumps up the bloodline, but warns them about their potential failure if, they don't get the championships back. The Street Profits defeated the LWO and Braun Strowman. Zelina Vega defeated Sonya Deville. This was just to get Zelina a W going into her championship match against Rhea Ripley at Backlash. The OC arrive and fight off the Viking Raiders, and Sami Zayn and KO retain the tag team championships against the Usos. Matt Riddle stopped Solo Sikoa from attacking over on Rampage. We had 2 weeks of shows, so from Saturday's show, John Moxley defeated Christopher Daniels, and he showed some respect afterwards. Mox attacks Christopher Daniels later in the back. Taya Valkyrie can't use her finisher in her match against Jay. Remember, this takes place before this past Wednesday's Dynamite. Matt Hardy says the firm will be deleted. Julia Hart defeated Kiera Hogan. Anna Jay attacked her after the match. FTR and Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett defeated the Trustbusters. And in the main event, El Hijo del Vikingo retained the AAA Mega Championship against Dralistico. And then on this past Friday's Rampage, the Bullet Club Gold, Jay White and Juice Robinson defeated Ricky Starks and Sean Spears. The firm take out Isaiah Cassidy, getting Matt Hardy to confirm the firm deletion of the match. Naturally Limitless won a squash match, and the Mogul MC showed up on the stage, so they're clearly not done with them. Ty Mello tries talking some sense into Sami. Anna Jay defeated Ashley Dembois. Joey Hart attacks Anna after the match. The Acclaim and Daddy Ass won a squash match in the main event. Jay Lethal defeated Cash Wheeler by cheating. Our matches of the week from Rampage: El Hijo del Vikingo versus Dralistico for the AAA Mega Championship. From Dynamite, Orange Cassidy versus Bandito for the International Championship. Over on Impact, Jordan Grace versus Masha Slamovich. From Ring of Honor, Blake Christian versus Gringo Loco, and I highly recommend checking that match out. And from Smackdown, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Our star of the week, it was hard to pick one. It was like really hard to settle on someone, but I'm going to give it to Isla and Alba Fire and Indy Hartwell, because I really wanted to see these ladies caught up to the main roster, and they finally get that opportunity and they get that chance, and they're doing it as champions. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do on the main roster. But that is the news. Sorry, that's not the news. That is the weekend review, and we shall be right back. All right, so we're back. WWE Backlash. We know what Backlash is, but for those of you that are uninitiated, that don't know about Backlash, what is Backlash? Backlash is the premium live event that takes place after WrestleMania. It's been like that for 30 years. No, not 30 years. Backlash 1 took place in 99, so 99, 09. Over 20 years. Backlash has been the pay-per-view to take place after WrestleMania, and Backlash has been consistent. It went on a hiatus between 2009 and 2016. I'm curious as to what happened between that, but I digress. Backlash is the pay-per-view premium live event that takes place after WrestleMania, and it's almost always for like WrestleMania rematches, kind of to settle some things depending on how a storyline ended. But last year's Backlash, if we check it out, we had Cody Rhodes defeating Seth Rollins. This was the second match in their trilogy of matches. Remember, Cody won all of those matches. Omos defeated Bobby Lashley. Bobby had defeated Omos at WrestleMania that year, so I guess Omos had to get the win back because, 50-50 booking. Edge defeated AJ Styles by technical submission, and I believe, if I am correct, Edge defeated AJ at WrestleMania that year. Let me make sure. Yes, Edge defeated AJ. So why there was a rematch? Like I said, the WWE just does things. Ronda Rousey defeated Charlotte Flair in an I Quit match to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. I believe Ronda should have defeated Charlotte at WrestleMania, but LOL, Charlotte wins. Madcap Moss defeated Happy Corbin. This was bound to happen in the main event. The Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso defeated the team of Drew McIntyre and RK Bro. So that was last year's Backlash. It wasn't a horrible show. It was a fine, solid show. But let's dive into this year's show, Backlash 2023, taking place in San Juan, Puerto Rico, at the Coliseo de Puerto Rico in Jose Miguel. I don't know. Sorry. It takes place May 6th, this Saturday, and we've got a nice little card going down. So let's dive into it and let's see where we are with the matches. So, as always, the Bloodline story never, ever, ever ends. So we have ourselves another Bloodline 6-man tag team match, as it'll be Matt Riddle teaming with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to take on the Bloodline. This time the team of Solo Sikoa, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso. Now, do I really need to pump up this match? Do I really need to hype this match and kind of break down the story? If you've been watching wrestling, if you have not been living under a rock, you know how this got started. We don't know where it's going, but we know how this got started. We know how all of these men are just beating up on each other. And now that Matt Riddle is back and the draft has happened and the rosters will go into effect the Monday after Backlash, Matt Riddle's back from injury, and he's going to get a modicum of revenge on the Bloodline. He's lost twice to Solo Sikoa, but he fits perfectly into the storyline because remember, it was the Bloodline that took out Matt Riddle. So what I like here with the storyline is that we've replaced Roman with Solo, and we've been seeing the hints, we've been seeing the acknowledgement that something is up, that at some point, any point, Solo could turn on his brothers and side with the tribal chief, or he could just be playing along. And like I've said a few times in this, when it comes to the storyline, Solo is the wild card. We truly don't know where his loyalties lie. We don't. And he's always with Paul, and Paul's always in his ear. We know what's going on with KO, Sami, and Riddle. We don't need to know about their motivations. They have one goal: to finish and destroy the Bloodline. So who wins? I think to progress this story, the Bloodline have to lose. I think the Bloodline have to lose. I think we have to see more of the downfall of the Usos and Roman to turn on them. That's serious. We need that fear. We really need that fear. So I'm going to go with Matt Riddle, KO, and Sami Zayn to defeat the Bloodline. I don't think Roman's going to be here. We're told Roman's not going to be at the show, but he always likes to show up sometime just to help his family. Next up, we have Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Now. This is a weird match. So Cody has transitioned away from Roman temporarily, and he's got drafted to Raw. And Brock Lesnar, we don't even know what Brock's motivations are. Brock hasn't said anything. He's just been beating on Cody. And see, here's what's weird. With the introduction of the new World Heavyweight Championship and Cody being drafted to Raw, Roman being drafted to SmackDown, how can Cody finish the story? He can't just win the new World Heavyweight Championship. He has to win the WWE Championship. So, Cody versus Brock. Cody's pretty much been on a roll. His only loss, I believe, has come to Roman at WrestleMania. And Brock. It's weird. Like, there's no... Because we don't know Brock's motivation, I can't get a clear, indication on who's going to win this match. And like I said, because of the draft, I think I gotta give the victory to Brock. Because I just don't know what they're going to do with Cody. I don't. The match will be good. It'll be entertaining. It'll be quite interesting. I'm really interested about seeing the direction of where they go with this match. And because Cody is on Raw with the new World Heavyweight Championship, he can't win this match. Like, here's the question: will they delay Cody from winning this match, winning the WWE Championship? Will Cody have to wait another year just to win the championship? That's the important thing. So I'm gonna pick Brock to win this right now, but I'm curious to see where they're going to lead with this. Next up, we have Rhea Ripley in her first title defense, defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Zelina Vega. And the only reason Zelina is the challenger is because this match is taking place in Puerto Rico. Where's Zelina from? Zelina is from Queens, New York, but she's got that Puerto Rican heritage. She's part of the LWO. So here's the question: Zelina's not winning this match, right? But can she make us think she's going to win this match? Can they make us think that she's going to win this match? Will she even be much of a threat? Will she be even much of a challenge for Rhea Ripley? This feud has no juice. This is just a match to happen. So, what I'm really curious is to how good Zelina will look in this match. So this will be like her really first huge, big test when it comes to her wrestling. Like she's a veteran in the business for the most part, but it's Rhea Ripley, it's mommy, and the question I'm having is, well, we gotta see what the draft is going to be, because we need to see where the Judgment Day and where the LWO will be drafted. The Bloodline needs factions to face, and now that the OC is on SmackDown, that's something I'm really curious about. Imperium is on Raw, which means they're going to keep Gunther away from Roman for the time being. So I'm really curious to see where they're going to go with all of this. But make no doubt about it, Rhea Ripley is winning this match. Now what we have here this might possibly be the most random match ever in WWE history. So Smackdown about 2 weeks ago, they were just recapping some things, right? They were doing recaps and they were announcing some of the matches for Backlash. And I thought my eyes hurt, and I thought I was high, or I missaw. Seth Rollins is taking on Omos. Don't know why. In the words of Simon Miller, stuff just happens. And for some reason, these two are having a match. I don't get it. I don't. And you know that Omos is losing. There's no way they're going to have Omos defeat Seth. They're just not. And I get it. And I know there's money to be made with Omos. But come on. Again, there's no heat. There's no juice in this match. I don't even know if it's going to go long. I mean, they did have some words Monday, and Seth said that, he'll give Omos the match of his life, make him look good, and then go on to take the World Heavyweight Championship. Is this just a way to get Seth on the card and get him a credible win? This seems like a filler match, and there's so many other things that we could have been doing on this show. There are people that just aren't used on Raw or SmackDown. I have no idea why Chad Gable was like not facing anybody from the Maximum Male Models on this card. I don't know. We got Seth Rollins versus Omos. So just give the victory to Seth and let's keep it moving. We have the triple threat match for the WWE United States Championship. Austin Theory, our champion, will be defending against Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed, and the draft has happened, with Bobby Lashley being drafted to SmackDown and Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion, being drafted to Raw. So I can only assume that Austin Theory will be drafted to either Theory's going to be drafted to SmackDown, or Theory's losing and either Lashley or Bronson Reed are winning the championship. My money is on Bronson Reed. I think we're finally pushing him. Obviously, we're pushing him, and he's getting the looks. He's getting the chance to shine. And the real beef here is between Lashley and Bronson. I mean, Theory and Lashley have heat, but right now this is all about big, meaty men slapping man meat. Yeah, I think this match will get time. I think a couple of matches on the card will actually go and get time, and I really, really believe that Bronson Reed is winning this match. I just do. It's a good way to establish him. I think he'll actually end up pinning Lashley, and they can continue this feud on SmackDown while Theory is on Raw. But it should be interesting. I'm fine with Theory. I hate his finisher. I just do. But he's not walking out as the United States champion. He's not. I think that the writing is on the wall. Next up, we have Bianca Belair defending the Raw Women's Championship against in my opinion, the best women's wrestler on the planet, Io Sky. Now listen, I know a lot of people are starting to get tired of she's starting to reach the Super Cena realm, Bianca Belair, and like, it doesn't, sometimes when you think someone's not going to win or someone's not going to retain, they do. And I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, I think Io's winning. I think Io's winning. Bianca, remember, she is the Raw Women's Champion. She got drafted to SmackDown, which doesn't really make any sense. And I hope they don't do a belt swap. And remember, Damage Control was also drafted to SmackDown. I kind of wish they would have kept them all separate. Because in the future, it's going to transfer over to SmackDown. I think Io's going to win, and we can keep going with this breakup of Damage Control. Like, my head says Bianca because Super Bianca wins, but my heart is pulling for Io. Y'all know I love Io. The match is going to be really, really, really good because Io Sky is incapable of having a bad match. She just is. And it was just some time. This could potentially steal the show, even though I think the best match in the card will probably be Cody versus Brock. But like, I know I shouldn't be picking Io to win this match, but I'm picking Io to win this match. All right, and probably the main event will end up being Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, in the San Street fight. And yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to be entertaining. It's going to do so many things. The crowd's going to be heavily into this match. They're going to love it. Bad Bunny's winning this match. And I don't know how Bad Bunny's going to win this match because, like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, sure. Damian should have Finn and Don with him, but Bad Bunny should also have the LWO with him. And that will probably be how Bad Bunny wins this match, with help from the LWO. But this is going to be entertaining. And remember, these two were also tag team partners not that long ago, and they're friends. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to go. I think the match is going to be awesome, honestly. I think the match is really going to be really awesome. But Bad Bunny's definitely winning this match. So to recap one more time, my predicted winners, I think Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn will be defeating the Bloodline. Brock Lesnar defeats Cody Rhodes. Rhea Ripley defeats Zelina Vega. Seth Rollins defeats Omos. Bronson Reed defeats Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley, winning the United States Championship. Io Sky defeating Bianca Belair to win the Raw Women's Championship. And Damian Priest defeating Bad Bunny in the San Juan Street fight. But, ladies and germs, that is our show. Thank you as always for listening. Thank you as always for watching. Next week's show, I do not have that planned out yet. I do not have the May schedule planned out just yet, but check out Instagram this week for the May schedule. And as always, check out the social Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, the 215 on Twitter. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. And as always, Wendy Chu, Zia Lee, Shotzi Blackheart, Isla Dawn, Bailey, and Gigi Dolan. Holla at your boy. Peace.